And in the lotus feet of my Shiksha Guru, Nitya Leela Prushtvam Vishnu Pad Srishmad Bhakti Vedant Swami Maharaj. You know that Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati was so bold. She followed his Gurudev, Bhagavad Parampara, also Srila Bhakti-Vinod Thakur. Also he respected so much to his Gurudev, Diksha Guru, Srila Bhakti Das Baba. But he has taken everything from Srila Bhakti-Vinod Thakur. So both in Diksha Pranali, Gaur-Kishore Das Babaji Narayan and Bhagavad Parampara or Srila Bhakti-Vinod Thakur. Their main reason that in whole world Krishna name Sankirtan is going on. Srila Prabhupada, Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Baba, very, very good. He never feared, never. Our Gurus were also like so. They had never done any compromise with Sajiya, Saki, Bheki or Mayavadi or anyone. Never. Even his God brother and his own brother, Lomi Maharaja, he never compromised with him. So, our Guru Maharaj brought him from home, and then our Lomi Maharaj was initiated by Srila Prabhupada and given sannyas. But after sannyas, he was associating with Ananta Vasudev, and thus our Gurudev rejected him very boldly. So Guru of Maharaj Devi also very, never compromised with anyone. And this spirit was also in Srila Bhaktivedanta Swami Maharaj. Never compromised. Anyone who was impersonalist, like Radha Krishna Dik,
Dr. Sarvapalli Radhakrishnan.
he was Rashtrapati of India.
President.
No.
First Minister.
President.
But even he boldly opposed. He has written that Rashtrapati, that Krishna and his soul are different. But he told, Swamiji told that position and position both are same. No different. Boldly. And he challenged him. But he never took that challenge. Swami Maharaj was like so. So for a beginning, I know him. But here there are so many sincere and senior devotees. One of them is also here sitting, Sita Rani.
Sita Thakurani.
Sita Thakurani, not only Rani, Thakurani, like Jannava Thakurani, very old. In his teeny age, she joined that movement and served him. So how she was attracted to him, so she, in 2 words, she should. I am requesting her. I like to hear how you are attracted to him and how you gave your life to him.
Microphone.
You should give.
Mic.
You always used. You always put me on.
No need of everything is in your heart.
She says you always do this to her. You put her in front of.
And you never told me before.
I know you are very rich.
Qualified.
I didn't know Prabhupada like anybody else who was in the West and being a hippie and being whatever I was not being. And I saw Prabhupada's disciples on the streets in New York where I was going to school, and I didn't know what they were doing. I didn't know anything that they were doing. But when I did come to see them and visited and saw the program and japa and everything, and then stayed, and they said if I stayed, I could take initiation after some time from Swami. And I ended up staying. I didn't have anything else to do. And I didn't. There was nothing better in my life to do. And then when I never saw Prabhupada, the first time I saw him when I was getting Diksha. And I never saw him before. He was coming to New York, and we went to New York from Buffalo. We drove up, and when I went there, before I met the devotees, I was reading some things, and one of the things I was reading was about the Ramayana. There was in the Back to Godhead, there was something about the Ramayana, and I thought, oh, Sita, that sounds like such a nice name. And when they were saying to come and get Diksha, everyone was thinking what their name might be and talking what their name might be. And I thought, oh, they're all such nice names, and anyways, Sita is so common, probably someone already has it. And then when that next morning, when I went before Prabhupada's feet, and we were in the initiation ceremony, and I saw this person. He's my father. He's someone that is just so in my heart, and he's just doing for me what a real father is doing. He's taking everything from me that is impeding me from loving Krishna and giving me a way that I can come to know, love, and serve Krishna. And then, on top of it, he said, and your name is Sita Devi Dasi. And I just melted then. I didn't have any great profound realizations. I just would do anything for him and for his disciples, and I'm so privileged to be able to have known him and served him, and to have been guided by him to come and Srila Narayan Maharaj.
Haribol.
She is helping us in our publications, very qualified. I want that she should more help us in our preaching and in publication. Oh, you know, very sincere and senior devotee, Vrindavan Vilasini. You are told? You only 2 words, no? Oh, she should.
Oh my God.
Yes.
Give her the mic.
Srila Gurudev is asking me to speak about some realization of Srila Prabhupada and why join such a movement. Well, in the old days, I really didn't do much thinking. Everything was based on, like Sita said, it was a very hippie happening sort of thing. Whatever seemed to please the senses is where you went to. But I became attracted to Srila Prabhupada's books, but I never met any devotees for a long time, but the books really fascinated me. I didn't have any connection. I didn't make any conscious connection between Krishna consciousness and Indian culture, or anything Indian as such. I knew it came from India, but because there were no Indians in my part of America, in the Boston Temple, I didn't really connect it with India. When I met Srila Prabhupada, it was quite a shock to see such a cultured personality, and he really overwhelmed me. But what do I want to say about Prabhupada?
How are you doing?
When I realized Prabhupada's potency, when you first meet him, you know the potency, but I didn't. One time when I first met him, and I first met the devotees, I wanted to actually, because there were so many devotees around trying to, so many devotees were like, were putting themselves in front. There was very little chance of having association with Srila Prabhupada. We couldn't actually go into darshan, have a private darshan with him, and he was like very, very removed. It seemed that he was removed, and I was feeling quite sad about this. And one time there was this amazing kirtan going on in Brooklyn, where there were about 700 people to fit in a room that only 200 could have possibly fit in there. And I decided to leave the kirtan early and go out where I knew Prabhupada was going to be walking by. And he did walk. When Prabhupada left the lecture, I knew he must have known that I was waiting to see him, because he just, as he was walking by, he spent, I think it felt like eternity, but it was probably only about 10 seconds. He looked deep down into my heart, and I knew he saw everything, all the rubbish. But then again, he also saw he saw me as a spiritual personality, and he knew who I was, and I had complete faith in that. And from that point onward, I was convinced that he was my spiritual master. That's it.
How you meet your
Easy.
Gurudev,
Easily.
and how you are?
You can do it.
Stand up.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Actually, the first time I saw devotees in the city of Munich, there were two devotees that were walking in kirtan right behind each other, very close. It looked rather silly. But I was very attracted to something that exotic. This was the first time I consciously remember seeing devotees. Then, some later time, I was going to art school in Munich, and the train station, some person handed me a book. It was actually a magazine and a small book, Easy Journey to Other Planets. It was one of the few books that was available at the time. And that really attracted me, this whole idea. I was very fascinated at the time with science fiction and anything about yoga or anything like that. So in the train, I had an hour train ride. I had plenty of time to study this magazine. And one thing that really stuck to my mind, made such a deep impression, when I saw there were some pictures in this magazine of when Srila Prabhupada first visited Germany, and he made some morning walks in these old towns, some old town in Frankfurt or something. And there were some pictures of Prabhupada standing there, and just his statue was that of such a special, noble personality, guru. And I saw the faces of the devotees who shaved heads. And I remember very distinctly at that point realizing, being kind of jealous of seeing these persons having found their guru and being a real guru. Not that I knew at that time what that meant, but that was the deep impression I remember I got from looking at these pictures. And of course I then read about how one, can travel to other planets by practicing yoga and all these things, and I thought, wow, that sounds really interesting, because I didn't like this one too much. So I wasn't really excited about this one. So then later, actually, there was a time when I was reading everything about India and about yoga, and I was also practicing some other meditation process and so forth. I became very much attracted to India. Anything about India I was beginning to read or watch on TV or anything, I was totally fascinated. So eventually, a friend of mine whom I studied a lot these books with, he gave me some books. At that time, I think it was Krishna book. I don't remember exactly the books, but I remember reading the books, Shisha Pancha. I became very impressed by that. I was reading many other books as well, but I knew that these books were very authentic, and they were sacred also. I
Or any ordinary person?
of a little temple in Munich, and I said, let me stop by. So I went there, and it was a very small room, maybe just this little quarter of this room there, that I could look inside from the outside, and there was a naked light bulb hanging from the ceiling, just a white sheet on the floor, and a little table with a white cloth, and just some pictures of Panchatattva, and there was two devotees, shaved head, and And they looked like real monks. They looked like the real thing. And immediately when I went in, they made a little kirtan for me, and then they asked me if I had any questions. They did a little speech, and I asked, what does it take to join this thing? I thought I had to pay some money or something. And they were not prepared really for that question. They thought, I was going to have whatever question. I just wanted to know, like, what does it take to do this? And they just said, well, that you have to follow the 4 principles, and like that. And I already knew that because I already read about this, and I thought this wasn't going to be a problem. Well, I found out later, of course, that it's not a problem, but anyhow, to get to the point, I want to speak more about Srila Prabhupada. But I remember very distinctly Prabhupada being this absolute authority, and actually until I met Srila Prabhupada in Paris back then. And actually it was a wonderful experience when we drove there from Germany. Srila Prabhupada had come to Paris, and there was this beautiful temple, this big castle. And we had just arrived there when Prabhupada just had given a darshan outside. And there was like hundreds of devotees from all over Europe. And he had just gone inside. He had just left the place. And just when we drove in, there was this total atmosphere of Vaikuntha. It was just absolutely, everybody was basically floating. It was just by the absence of Srila Prabhupada's presence at that very moment that he had just been there. That was my first impression of Srila Prabhupada's personal presence. Later on, to make it short, I met Srila Prabhupada. I was initiated then in a big fire sacrifice outside under a big tree. It was very beautiful. Many, many devotees got initiated. Of course, Prabhupada had the ability to, even though there was probably 30 or 50 devotees being initiated, he looked at every one of them very distinctly in the eyes. Even though I was standing in a crowd in the 3rd row, because there were so many devotees, they couldn't all sit. I was standing in like a 3rd row. Several times I looked at Srila Prabhupada, and he was just looking at me. He was just looking me in the eye, and at the time, like, I didn't know how to react. It felt like, you can't just stare back, so I looked away, and then I looked again, and he was still looking at me, and I was going like, what am I going to do? But very distinctly, this Prabhupada was already very ill at the time. They had to carry him in a little pelican. And later on, I met Srila Prabhupada again in London, and I want to just tell a little experience there, because I want to also lead to something else. And that is, when we were allowed to come to Srila Prabhupada's room in a small group of devotees, he sat leaning back on his chair, like a recliner chair with one leg up on the chair, and these big glasses on. And Prabhupada was speaking some things. And when we just rushed into the room and sat down, it was very quiet, and Prabhupada began to speak. And at that moment, every word that he spoke manifested in front of me as the truth, as an absolute reality. I could see how he was speaking from the spiritual platform, from another world. These few words, these few minutes I heard directly from Srila Prabhupada. I could see what guru-disciple relationship, what that is and how it manifests. And I want to close quickly, because there's so much more to tell, but what I'd like to mention here is that when I met Srila Gurudev the first time in Miami, I had the exact same experience. That when Srila Gurudev saying some few words to me directly, I could see so many things manifest. And I could immediately see how he was very intimately connected with Srila Prabhupada, that he said some things that I believed only Srila Prabhupada and me knew. It was something very personal that I felt, I don't know how to put in words, but I understood there how universal and how much greater Guru Tattva is than we can imagine and we can understand. Jai Srila Gurudev, Jai Srila Prabhupada.
Jai.
I think I am very much fortunate to serve and meet and to hear the senior and sincere devotees, disciples of Srila Bhakti-Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Thakur Prabhupada. So many. Very early I joined my Gurudev, and at that time, so many were present. So, almost all. And they used to have so much respect for my Gurudev, so all used to come to meet our Gurudev. Even Vaikhanush Maharaj, very ancient, very learned, Shauti Maharaj, Siddhar Maharaj. So many. So I've served them and I've heard. Also, Swami Maharaj, though he was his family man at that time, Abhay Babu, but he was very attractive. His personality was so much. So all used to love him, all these sannyasis. So I am also fortunate to have the association of the Bhaktivedanta Swami Maharaj. Early from 1946-7, he also used to love me so much. He has accepted that our traditions are transcendental and so many things. He has given me opportunity to serve him in so many ways. Some can tell him that he was of Sakhyaras only, and he can give only Sakha, but it is not true. I have told so many times. Rupa Goswami has distributed so many ras. Shanta, Dasya, Sakha, Vatsalya, Madhurya. But he is not only Dasya or Sakha. His own service to Krishna and Radhika is prominent. So Rupa Goswami has told all these things in his writings. Though he has explained and prayed in Padyavali in so many ways to Krishna and Radhika, but he is himself Rukmani. This was the speciality, special in his Swarup,
Constitutional form.
constitutional form. So Swamiji may have prayed sometimes like friends, no, but I know he can give. Even Unnat Ujjal Ras, the part of that Rupa Goswami had. He was associates of Krishna, one of them. So you should not have any doubt about this. Don't doubt. Some are trying to prove that he was only of Sakharas. So, our Gurudev has also prayed like so many ways, but it appears that by his name, Vinod Manjari, like this, the associates of Srila Rupa Goswami, he has cleared, explained himself in his writings. So we can see somewhere here and there, if you will go deep, in his writing of Swamiji, that it is clear, obvious, that he was a Rupanuga Vaishnava, Rupanuga Acharya. So in different times, different kinds of modes has come out. But we cannot tell that, oh, he was of Sant, he was of... Only he was a simple devotee practicing, and he was in Maya. Now we want to discuss something from Chaitanya Charitamrita. That what is bhakti really? You should try to know and realize what is bhakti by constitutional position. Or in Srimad Bhagavatam, in Nag Pancharatram, in Sandilya Sutra, they have tried to explain bhakti. But bhakti is in three modes, in three stages. Though we tell bhakti, but bhakti has so many different kinds of stages. It may be thousand stages of bhakti. It is very hard to explain. Even Chaitanya Mahaprabhu told, oh, bhakti is the endless, deepless, like ocean, endless. But I am telling you, O Sanatan, O Ru, I am giving only one drop and you should relish. And I think that you will be satisfied. So only one drop in this world is sufficient for whole world. And thus, at first he told, the definition of so there are three stages of bhakti: sadhana bhakti, bhav bhakti, and prema bhakti or siddha bhakti. Siddha bhaktis are also of two kinds: Sarup Siddha Bhakti and Vastu Siddhi. Oh, this Vastu Siddhi when becomes, and then this is Siddha Bhakti or matured Bhakti, this Prema Bhakti. So we will try to explain all these things. First we will, and then this practice will come. First we should try to realize what is the end object of the bhakti. What bhakti? Siddha Bhakti, Sarup Siddha Bhakti. And then how to, in what process we can achieve it. So we know that in Sandilya Sutra, Paranurakti Ishvare. What is the meaning? Paranurakti Ishvare. Parama Anurakti. What meaning?
Transcendental deep attachment for the Supreme Personality of Godhead is called Bhakti.
This is deep attachment in Krishna. Very deep. If that deep love and affection is there, oh, mamta is bound to be there. Mamta,
minus,
like minus, ananda mamata, Vishnu, mamata prema sangata, bhakti iti uchyate, bhishma prahlad narad. What Swamiji has translated.
Hare Krishna. Sri Chaitanya Charitamritam, Madhya Lila chapter 23.
First of all, you should know that I am not of different opinion and different process than Swamiji. Everything I want to explain in the line of my Gurudev and Swamiji. And this is the line given by Rupa Goswami, chalked, and Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Many are trying to prove that I am not in his line. But no harm, they should tell. Or they are propagating me. But I am always in line.
Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita, Madhya Lila chapter 23, text 8. Translation by Srila A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. When one develops an unflinching sense of ownership or possessiveness in relation to Lord Vishnu, or in other words, when one thinks Vishnu and no one else to be the only object of love, such an awakening is called bhakti by exalted persons such as Bhishma, Prahlad, Uddhav and Narad.
They are Acharya, Bhakti Acharya. Bhishma, though he fought with Krishna, but he fought for Krishna, to please Krishna. Many cannot have that more that why Bhishma Prahlad, Bhishma was fighting with Krishna. But really, he wanted to please Krishna, and that is why he was fighting. Why? Krishna has come to establish Yuga Dharma. And if he was not fighting for Duryodhan, no war was there. War was only for two persons, Dronacharya and if they were not in the side of Duryodhan, Duryodhan was so weak that he could not stand. And then all the demons and person life were not killed, and then no dharma pratishtha was there. So, knowing this, Bhishma Pitamaha was fighting for Duryodhan, but always willing that Pandavas should go and to please Krishna. So he is authentic person among 12 Maharajas. And Prahladi, you know, is also. And Narad, Guru of all. Guru of Sukdev Goswami, Guru of Narad Goswami, Valmiki and all others. Dasdev, everyone. And Uddhav, his transcendental associates of Krishna. That is why he sent Uddhav to Gopis, to pacify Gopis, to learn something from Gopis. Who is Krishna? What is love and affection? What is Ananya Mamata? To learn all these things. So they are told what is Bhakti. All these Acharyas. Ananya Mamata. What this Bhakti is? This is Siddha. Siddha Bhakti. Transcendental Bhakti. Not Sadhan Bhakti. Not Bhav Bhakti. This is Bhakti, what he had told for that Bhakti. If there is some chance that prem can be cut off, broken, but even love and affection increases, then it is called prem. Understand what I told? What I told?
I didn't understand the last. Then it is called
Srila Rupa Goswami Pad in his Ujjala Nilamani, there he has explained that the Sarvatha Dongsakarna Satupi Dongsakarne Rahitam Satupi Dongsakarne Tadbhava Bandhana Yuna Sa Prema Parikirtita. What is love? Prem means when there are so many causes for a relationship of love and affection to be broken. All the causes for that relationship of love to be broken are present. yet still that love is never broken, but it goes on increasing and increasing. That is called transcendental love or Krishna Prem.
For ladies and husband and wife, if wife is saying that my husband has less love and affection than that lady, and my husband secretly meets her and loves more, then divorce may come. Certainly, no? Divorce will come. And if husband will say that my wife is not just to me but just to other, what will be? At once it will come, divorce. But for Srimati Radhika, he knows my beloved Krishna is meeting secretly to Chandravali. Sometimes Padma, sometimes Sabda. And she has so much man that cannot be removed. Sulky mood. But the love and affection for Krishna never breaks. Never, never. She is telling, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is telling for Radhika in his last sloka of Sikshastra. What? What is the meaning?
Here, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, speaking in the mood of Srimati Radhika, is saying, oh Krishna, he is Lampart. That means debauchee. He can go and meet with any other gopis, or even it may be right before me in my presence. Whatever he does, he can crush me by embracing me very tightly. Otherwise, he can break my heart by never being present before me and never giving me his darshan. He is free to do anything and everything he likes, yet still, mat pranana tastu sa eva na para. He is the Lord of my heart. He is my all in all. He is my life and soul. And I never meet or have love for anyone else, only for him.
This is highest class of love. And this highest class of love, always in Srimati Radhika. All the gopis are like that, but mainly in Srimati Radhika. Ananya Mamata. Oh, many cases may come that love may be broken, but it increases. Once in our life, Swamiji was in New York and I was in Mathura. Some cases came and I became some angry. And I was not in one
opinion.
Huh?
One opinion
With him. And I cut his arguments. And I became so angry. But he pacified me. I told that I know, but it looks like that we are of different opinion. Our relation are transcendental. And later he pacified me. And then my love and affection and faith increased so much. Though it is not transcendent, it was not so much high, like gopis and others. But yet, it may come some chance to be like that. Prem never breaks. Then it is real. So here is written. Rupa Goswami has. Also in Srimad Bhagavad it has been written. Savai punsam paro dharmo jato bhakti radhokhaji ahetukya abhyavahita ja bhakti purusha. It has been written. Savai punsam paro dharmo jato bhakti radhokhaji ahetukya pratihata ja atmasam prasidhati. Without this, Atma cannot be happy. Bhakti to adhoksha. Krishna is your dhaksha. Beyond the limit of
Sense perception.
senses. Senses. Oh, very high. But this is our object. Then Rupa Goswami, inspired by Srila Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he wrote a new definition of bhakti. And that was Anya Bhilasita Sunya Jnana Karmadhyana Pratam Anukullena Krishna Anushilanam. You can just view Madhav Maharaj.
अन्नाभिलाषिता सुन्नम ज्ञान कर्मात् धनावृतम अनुकूल्येन कृष्णानुशीलनम भक्तिरुत्तमा.
You should know this sloka and the meaning and try to follow. Though it is one sloka, but it can be explained in from sadhan, bhav bhakti, prem bhakti, sneha bhakti, more than that, rag bhakti, and then mahabhav bhakti, modan, madan, all that we can explain. Beginning from adav shraddha and then ending there. All bhakti can come in this.
The uninterrupted flow of the cultivation of body and mind,
Body, mind, senses,
all
moods.
moods. The Rupa Goswami has composed this sloka with the merciless mercy of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He took the all mood of previous acharyas and he composed this sloka. Anna bhilasita sunnam jnana karmat dhanavritam anukullena krishna anusilanam bhaktiruttama. Anna bhilasita sunnam. The bhakti must be Anna bhilasita sunnam means our bhakti must not be covered by unwanted desire other than to serve and other than to please Krishna. Why do Goswami Pad explain here Anna bhilasita sunnam, not Anna bhilas? Anna bhilas means other desire, and Anna bhilasita means when this unwanted desire came in our habit, then it's called Anna bhilasita sunnam. It must not be in our habit. Just like if we pray Krishna, oh Krishna save me, but that is no danger. Just like in this world, if we tell, oh please save me, some person came to save me, but there is no danger. If we pray again and again, then gradually the faith will go away and no one will come to save me. If actual danger will come, they will not save me. But if danger came, just like that my life in danger, I may die. At that time if we pray Krishna, oh Krishna save me, then it is no harm. Just like Draupadi, when Dussasana was snatching her cloth, then Draupadi raised her hand and told, Hey Govinda Rakha Saranabdo Jivana Hari. This time she prayed Krishna, this is no harm, this is not Anna Bhilasita. But if always we pray Krishna, oh Krishna, save me, help me, protect me, then it's not Uttama Bhakti. So Anna Bhilasita Sunnam. Jnana Karma Dhanavritam. And our devotion must not be covered by knowledge and karma. What kind of knowledge? Without knowledge we could not advance in Krishna consciousness. We have to know what is Krishna Tattva, what is Shakti Tattva, what is Maya Tattva, what is Jiv Tattva. We have to know all these things. So Srila Rupa Goswami Pad is not asking us not to know all this kind of knowledge. So what kind of knowledge? Impersonalist knowledge. We should not think that I am Brahma, I am Bhagavan, Shivoham. We have not, our bhakti must not be covered by this kind of knowledge. And what karma? Srila, in Gita we have seen that nahi kaschit chanamopi jatu tishthatta karma krit. In this world, without doing karma, none can stay in this world. We are sitting here, this karma, we are taking, we are eating, we are sleeping, we are walking, all are karma. But our bhakti must not be covered by karma. What kind of karma we shall do? We shall do what kind of karma? By which we can please Hari, Guru and Vaishnava. This is okay. But other karma, creative karma, our bhakti must not be covered by creative karma. If we do creative karma, then our ultimate goal will be Sarga, heavenly planet, and from there we have to come down again. So our bhakti must not be covered by creative karma. Jnana karma dhanavritam anukullena krishnanu silanam. And we have to serve Krishna with anukul mood, with favorable mood. There's something also here we have to know clearly. Anukul means which Krishna like. And if Krishna likes only, that will be bhakti? Then no. Who is doing bhakti for Krishna, we have to know his mood. Just like when Krishna came from Braj to Mathura, and he was fighting with Chanur and Musti, Krishna and Baladev. Krishna is releasing heroic mood. He is very happy. Chanur Mustik is giving him pleasure. Is it bhakti? No, never. Why not? Chanur and Mustik, they want to crush Krishna. So their mood is not to please Krishna. Though Krishna is pleasing here, though Krishna is testing heroic mood. So it is not bhakti. Other hand, Krishna, Mother Jasoda is chiding Krishna, chastising Krishna, rebuking Krishna. Mother Jasoda putting Krishna into save milk. So externally it looks like Mother Jasoda give importance in the milk exchange of Krishna. Krishna is for milk or milk for Krishna? Milk for Krishna. Mother Jasoda want to serve Krishna by milk. So Krishna is prominent here. But Mother Jasoda is not giving prominence of Krishna. She is giving prominence of milk. So putting Krishna here, she went to protect the milk. And Krishna is weeping here. Yet it is Uttama Bhakti. Why? Mother Jasoda thought, oh, from my breast milk I could not make butter, not rabdi, not rasgulla. So if I not protect that milk, how I can nourish Krishna? How I can maintain Krishna? So we have to know who is doing bhakti, what is his mood. So only by pleasing Krishna it is not Uttama Bhakti. So who is doing bhakti, we have to know his heart. So Mother Jasoda's all activity is pleasing Krishna, it is Uttama Bhakti. So Anukullena Krishna Anusilanam Bhakti Uttama. If this will be all together, then it is Uttama Bhakti. If not, then it is not Uttama Bhakti. So Srila Rupa Goswami Pad has explained this way. Once Srila Gurudev has explained that what is Anukul Anusilan, what is favorable to please Krishna, then Gurudev from Sadhana Bhakti to have to take Srimati Radhika's mood. The Radhika's all activity is Anukul Anusilan for Krishna, and this is Uttama Bhakti, and this is the extreme point of Uttama Bhakti. So we have to know that Gurudev explained just now also. We can explain this from in Sadhana Bhakti, in Bhav Bhakti, in Prema Bhakti, even in Prema Bhakti of Sakha mood, parental mood, and Madhurya mood, up to extreme point of Srimati Radhika's mood is Uttama Bhakti. We can explain through this slok. Hare Krishna.
I want to be more clear explanation. You should say. If any doubt, anything, not understanding, you can make any question.
गुरुदेव मुझे एक प्रश्न है you were saying that how you wrote Srila Swamiji and he cut his arguments. So I was thinking the disciple should do Vishrambena Guru Seva, but I'm thinking that conditioned soul, he should also have some Maryada for his Gurudev. So how can we reconcile this?
What is the question?
He is saying that the disciple, he should, that Prabhuji, turn on, please. Hare Krishna, there's no sound here. You go. Microphone? Hare Krishna. So, Damodar Prabhu is asking a very intelligent, very good question. He's saying, on the one hand, Srila Rupa Goswami has stated, Vishrambhena Guru Seva, that the disciple should serve his Guru with so much intimacy. And he was giving the example that you have given. Sometimes you can argue with Swami Maharaj. So this is because you are so intimate. He's saying, but at the same time, the disciple should observe some maryada in his behavior with his spiritual master. So how can we reconcile Vishrambhena Guru Seva and at the same time to have some maryada in the relation between Guru and disciple?
In first early stage, we'll have to give honor, so much respect, like marjada.
Observing
But etiquette, like Shastra has told, obeying him, serving him. But gradually, when he will be intimate, knowing all the established truths, then gradually he will be very much intimacy with his Gurudev. Then he will be servant, friend, doctor, advisor, general, and everything of his Gurudev. He may be, always. And then for something he may quarrel outwardly, but for the benefit of his Gurudev. And this is called Vishrambhena Seva. But not in early stage he will do. Otherwise he can lose, the disciple can lose his faith. So we should try to follow all these things, all the etiquettes, giving so much marjada. And then like Sandipni and Krishna, Sandipni, Sudama, Baldev Prabhu, all in this way. Upamanyu and Dhamma like this, all this should be. But in our line, we should try to follow our acharyas, Rupanuga. When they will know Vaidhi Bhakti and Raganuga Bhakti, in Vaidhi Bhakti we will have to keep etiquettes, marjada and so much things. Always doing sastang pranam and all these things. But when they will increase their development of their bhakti and they will touch Raganuga, a greed in bhakti, then all marjada will be covered. And that Ananya Mamata will come with Gurudev. Sometimes it may be that, like Raghunath Das Goswami, it seems that he is not giving proper respect to his Gurudev. Sometimes it seems. But really, we cannot touch their love and affection. Very high class. He never did pranam to Rupa Goswami. What he did? Like this. He wants their eminence. And he sometimes say Rup Manjari, Prathita Purushmi. And he is telling, you are not chaste lady. Chaste. So, but this is very high class. So, there must come some differences in Vaidhi Bhakti, Guru Seva and in Raganuga. You see that Sanatana Goswami and Rupa Goswami, they are like sadhak of Raganuga. Each other meeting, discussing so many things. Sometimes Sanatana Goswami is not one opinion with Rupa Goswami. And he thinks that, oh, you have not regarded, paid proper honor to Radhika. And then Rupa Goswami told that you should correct it. And then what became? Then he saw that, oh, he's so much high. And then he went again, oh, you are right. Yes. No. Yes.
So Srila Rupa Goswami Pad, he has given the most comprehensive and excellent definition of Uttama Bhakti, of transcendental devotion.
And this definition is authorized and certified by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Sarup Damodar, Raya Ramananda, Nityananda Prabhu, Advaita Acharya, Gadadhar Pandit, Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, all the associates of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu satisfied. Especially Haridas Thakur began to dawn. Never it has been explained like, oh, that this boy has, oh, perhaps you have inspired. Otherwise, how he can? And that is what
Srila Rupa Goswami Pad has written, by the inspiration of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Anyavilashita shunyam jnana kamat jnanabritam anukulyena krishna anushilanam bhakti uttama. In this verse, there are two parts.
you can stand up and see.
In this verse, there are two parts. Anyavilashita shunyam jnana kamat jnanabritam. This is one part. This part is explaining the extrinsic characteristic of bhakti. In other words, this line is explaining those things which are not bhakti. The negative explanation. And the second line, Anukulyena Krishnanu Shilanam Bhakti Uttama. This is explaining the intrinsic characteristics of Uttama Bhakti, or what actually is transcendental love and devotion. So here, Srila Rupa Goswami is saying, Anu Shilanam. If you want to know the verse, we'll first have to come to this word Anu Shilanam. What does it mean? Anu means constantly, Nirantar. How should it be, bhakti be constant? Like the flow of honey from a jar. If you pour out some water, it can splash here and there. But when you pour honey, it comes out in a thick stream, without any break. It is continuous, without any interruption. From the jar all the way down to the floor, or like one thick stream. So in the same way, what is bhakti? It is a continuous flow, like an unbroken stream of honey from the jar, of all of your endeavors performed by your body, by your mind, by your words, and by your moods, which are meant exclusively for the happiness of Krishna, which are in a faithful mood towards Krishna. This is called Uttama Bhakti. Now, if this Uttama Bhakti...
Anu means? Anugatya.
Anu means continuously, but there's another deep meaning in the word Anu. That is Anugatya. Anugatya means to always be under the guidance of Guru and the Vaishnavas. This Anugatya is eternal.
If you are pleasing Krishna, if you are doing bhakti, but no Anugatya, there is no
superior guidance. Superior guidance.
No guidance of bhakti. And you are doing. It is like a karma, not bhakti. So, guidance of Guru or Vaishnava is essential. We see that Ekalabhya was pleasing his Gurudev. He was trying, but his Gurudev was not accepting. Why? Because he was demon. He knew that he is demon. He wants to kill Arjuna and all brothers. And he also wants to kill Krishna. And that is why he told that, oh, I cannot teach you. And then he made a statue. Even, and forcibly he is taking something from Gurudev. But he is not a devotee. Someone, now in ISKCON also, they know that a club was high class of devotee. And they have kept their name of disciples and sons Ekalavya. But this idea is very wrong, very wrong. He has no guidance of Dronacharya, like Arjuna. So guidance is needed in Bhakti.
So Srila Gurudev is making this very important and essential point. Anu Kulyena Krishna Anu Shilanam. Anu means the continuous, unbroken endeavors. But Anu also means that those endeavors, they must be performed under the guidance of liberated pure devotee. Otherwise, one may be doing so much bhakti and making continuous endeavors to serve Krishna. But if it is not done under the guidance of a pure devotee, then all those endeavors, they are only karma, like a fruitive activity. And the result will not be transcendental. The result will be material. Like Ekalavya, he was serving his Gurudev. But this is never bhakti. This is only material activity, karma. So here, Anukulyena Krishna Anushiranam Bhakti Uttama. Uttam Bhakti is the unbroken, uninterrupted cultivation of all endeavors of the body, mind and words, and also of transcendental moods, which are meant exclusively for the pleasure of Krishna, with a favorable mood towards Krishna. This is Uttam Bhakti. But if these activities are present, yet still it will not be Uttam Bhakti if it is covered by some things. What is that? Srila Rupa Goswami said, Anyabhilashita shunyam. Anyabhilash means other desires. We may be hearing, chanting and remembering, but if at the same time we are maintaining desires other than the desire to serve and please Krishna, then it will not be bhakti. So Rupa Goswami Pad is saying, Anyabhilashita shunyam. One's endeavors should be completely devoid of any other desire for material happiness, for reputation, name and fame, comforts of this world, money, association of beautiful ladies or beautiful men for the ladies and family members. All of these things, so many material desires, they should not be mixed in with our endeavor to please Krishna. Otherwise, it cannot be transcendental bhakti. So Rupa Goswami Pad is giving this explanation to us. Anyabhilashita shunyam. Please don't maintain any material desires. Then he's saying, Jnana, Karma, Adi, Anabritam. Here he's saying that bhakti should not be covered by karma, jnana, and other things such as yoga, tapasya, dry renunciation. He's not saying jnana, kamadi, sunyam. He's not saying that your bhakti should be devoid of knowledge or it should be devoid of activity. Because in this world, we cannot be without knowledge and we cannot be without activity. So Srila Rupa Goswami Pad is saying, oh, you should have some knowledge and you should perform some activities. But you should not have the type of knowledge or activity which will cover your bhakti, which will obscure your progress in transcendental love and devotion. So what is that? Gyan. There are three types of gyan. Tat Padartha Gyan, Tam Padartha Gyan, and Brahma Jiva Aikya Gyan. The first one, Tat Padartha Gyan, means knowledge of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. To understand that Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. He has created unlimited universes. He has unlimited powers. He can make the possible impossible and the impossible possible in a moment. He is the ocean of all beauty and all sweetness, and He is so causelessly merciful. And all are His servants. This is called Tat Padartha Gyan, knowledge of God. This will not cover bhakti. in the general, according to the general definition. And then Tvam Padartha Gyan means knowledge pertaining to one's own self. One should know, I am not this body. I am Jiva Tattva. I am part and parcel of Krishna. Jivera Swarupai Krishnera Nityadas. Krishnera Tatasta Shakti Beda Beda Prakash. By constitution, I am the eternal servant of Krishna. And I am a manifestation from the Tatasta Shakti of Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Because I am His part and parcel, His servant, it is my duty to serve Him. I am now in the endless chain of birth and death. And unless I engage in devotional service, then there is no remedy to my suffering in this world. If I serve the Supreme Personality of Godhead, I will enter into His eternal devotional service in His spiritual realm, and there I will be happy forever. All this is called Tvam Padartha Gyan, Jiva Tattva, to know our own constitutional position. So then the third type of knowledge, Brahma Jiva Aikya Gyan, the knowledge which gives the conclusion that Aham Brahmasmi, I am the Brahman, I am the absolute truth, I am one with God. The first two types of knowledge, this will not cover devotional service in the lower stage. But the third type of knowledge, that I am one with Brahman, I am God, or we are all God. This knowledge is very, very dangerous, and it will cover bhakti. So Rupa Goswami Pad is saying, Jnana Kama Dhyanabritam, don't have this type of knowledge. Then, karma. One's devotional service should not be covered by karma. In this world, we'll have to do some activities. We are all in this world, perhaps with our families, husbands, wives and children. So we have some duties to perform, which are related to the temporary position in this material world. For example, if anyone's father or mother pass away, then they will offer pinda, they will offer oblations to their mother and father. This is part of Varnashram Dharma. And these rules and regulations in society, they should be observed. But Srila Rupa Goswami Pad and our Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, they have said that the devotee, he may observe these karmas, these activities in the world, but he will not have faith in them. He will never think that by doing this activity, my bhakti will increase. Or by not doing this activity, it will be an obstacle in my devotion. But rather he will understand, I may perform this activity, but it will not increase my devotion. And if I do not perform it, it will not affect my devotion. So having full faith in pure devotion and not putting faith in any fruitive activities or material activities in this world, this will not cover bhakti. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu himself, he offered oblations to his father upon his passing away. But by going to Gaya, he had the association of Srila Ishwari Puripad and attained all paramartha, transcendental things. So Srila Rupa Goswami is saying, Jnana, Karma, Adi and Abritam. What does Adi mean? Adi means other, etc. Other things such as one should not mix bhakti with yoga, performing yoga, Astanga yoga, Hatha yoga, astrology, and all kinds of new age philosophies. This should not be mixed in with bhakti. And putting faith in these things, it will be like an offense to Harinam. Harinam is so powerful, bhakti is so powerful, it gives everything. Shraddha Shabde Vishwas Kahe, Sudrina Nishtoye, Krishna Bhakti Kahela Sarvakama Kritahe. Faith that only by serving Krishna, all the responsibilities of this world and everything can be achieved. I have nothing else to do. This is called Shraddha or transcendental faith. But if one thinks, no, I will have to do yoga, I will have to do tapasya, I will have to do vairagya, I will have to practice astrology, I will have to practice some new age ideas and meditations, then this, what will it do? Psychology, I will have to learn business management, economics, and 7 habits of a highly successful person. I've seen the book on every Srimad Bhagavatam, Chaitanya Charitamrita, and this book is there. So if we have faith in these things, what will happen? Jnana Kama Dhyanabritam. It will cover our devotional service. So we try to come in the line of Shuddha Bhakti, exactly as it has been defined by Srila Rupa Goswami Pad.
Can I ask a question? But the argument that this verse defines Bhakti Uttama means the highest form of bhakti. So what if I'm not on the level? You have stated that which does not meet these criteria or this level is not bhakti at all.
So gradually we will discuss. Like bhakti, but not bhakti. Not even not bhakti. So Sarv Siddha Bhakti, Sang Siddha Bhakti, Arup Siddha Bhakti, or so many things will come. The thing is that we should decide whatever we do, we should do to please Krishna. If you are chanting, remembering and doing bhakti, but there is desire to have some wealth, then it may be bhakti, but by constitution is it not bhakti. Or that is Arup Siddha Bhakti. Arup Siddha Bhakti even beyond the so much lower than Bhakti Bhakti. In Bhakti Bhakti it is very beginning. This cannot give you love and affection. Nothing. Fruitive like fruitive crops. But somewhat better than fruitive. So whatever you do, you should do to please Krishna. If you are taking something and thinking I am eating for whom? For me, then it is not good. If you are giving milk to your children and thinking that, I am happy that my boy is supported and nourished, then it is not bhakti. But if Draupadi is giving milk to her child, to Abhimanyu and others, then what is? This will be bhakti. If you are taking anything, fruits, that I will be very strong, then it is not bhakti. But if you are taking, I will be strong and serve my Gurudev, and I will chant more and do this and that bhakti, then it is somewhat bhakti. Not Uttama Bhakti, but it will be counted under like bhakti. But so much it has had to reform. So we will explain tomorrow. Because I will have to suffer if I am speaking so much. So tomorrow we will discuss all these things. Very many points, but very strong points. Without knowing all these things, you cannot realize that what is the really bhakti. By nature, by constitutional position you can. So you should try to do all this. Gaut Pramanam.
Hari Hari There will be a drama, not very short.
When?
Just now.
5 minutes.
5 minutes, very short drama.
5 minutes, but you should not disturb me.
5 minutes about Putana.
I will be here only 5 minutes. So you should quickly do.
Hare Krishna. Can you just make some space in the corner of the room here? If devotees can move over, the drama will be performed right.
Hari. Madhu? Come here.